Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Everything Business. Right? If you're a first-time subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're always coming back, thank you for always coming back. Today we're going to be talking about an important topic, a new topic to the syllabus, actually, logistics and supply chain. All right, so let's get right into it. Now, when we look at these pictures on the display right here, right, what do you notice? Yes, you notice companies, businesses that transport products or goods to customers, right? And if that's what you notice, then that's basically what logistics is, right? And so we're going to be talking about logistics and supply chain in this lesson. All right, stick around. So then, what do we mean by logistics and supply chain, right? So logistics is basically the process by which products reach where they are needed, right? Logistics therefore involves storing and transporting products through various elements until they arrive to the intended target, right? And the intended target can be the end user, but it can also be some intermediate place where the final user purchases the products from, for example, a retailer or a wholesaler. So let's look at supply chain operations, right? Now, supply chain refers to the systems, right, the structures and the processes involved in getting products from supplier to customer. Let's face it, if you're making a product, then you need to have some systems in place on how you're going to get your product to your customer, and that's what supply chain operations speak to. Looking at the picture right there that is being displayed, you see the raw materials, right? Then it's being put together, it's being manufactured by the supplier, right? And then it has to find that those systems, right, to get it to the customer, right? So it get to the retailer, the distributor, then the retailer, then the customer. All right, so bear that in mind. All right, now components of logistics. So what does logistics involve, right? When we talk about logistics, what are we talking about? What does it really involve, right? So there are four main components of logistics. We have managing forward and reverse flow of products or goods or food, whichever way you want to call it, right? Then we have storage, warehousing, and material handling, right? And then we have ensuring ensuring risk in production, right? And then we have flow of information. All right, so these are some of the components of logistics that we'll be talking about. So let's talk about the first one, managing forward and reverse flows. Right now, logistic management governs the flow of products, storage, and related services and information between businesses, within a supply chain, and between the producer of the finished product and the final customer. All right, now forward logistics, right, it organizes the forward flow of goods from producer to the end user. So for example, from the warehouse to the shops, which is the retailers. All right, now reverse logistics is basically the opposite, right? So goods going in the opposite direction, goods going from the either the retailer to the supplier or the consumer to the retailer, but goods going in the opposite direction. That's why it's called reverse flow. All right, and then we talk about organizing the storage of goods, which is another component of logistics, right? Obviously, when you are producing goods, right, you need to store goods, and it is important for you to store goods, because if you don't store the goods properly, then the goods can be spoiled before they even reach the intended target, right? And so warehouses, right, or warehousing become important. So a warehouse is basically a building that they use to store goods, right? It is used by producers, exporters, wholesalers, custom official, distributors, and many more persons use warehouses, right? Now, warehousing involves the inbound flow of goods and the outbound flow of goods. What do we mean by that? So, inbound flow of goods in the production setting will include raw materials and parts, which need to be stored, right? So that they can be easily moved, all right, along the production process. But outbound flow now, right, it comes after the production process, right, when it is needed to be moved to a location in the warehouse where staff and other persons, right, can prepare orders for customers. So basically the inbound flow of goods, right, deals with raw materials. It normally happens before production takes place, right? Outbound flow normally happens after production takes place. So outbound flow, you're talking about the finished goods, right? You're moving the finished goods on to wherever you want them to go, right? Then you have insuring risks in production, storage, and distribution. Let's face it, when you're storing goods, when you're moving goods or transporting goods, there can be the risk of damaging products. So products can be damaged and stuff like that. And so it is very wise for business owners to insure their products, right, or their goods. You get what I'm saying, right? So there are several types of insurance that is available, right, in transport and logistics, right, that are available to businesses. You have like warehouse and vehicle insurance, storage risk insurance, land and marine cargo insurance, theft and accident insurance, right? Then let's look at the last one, flow of information for logistic management, right? Now, when you are moving products, right, and we live in a very highly technological world right now, when you are moving products, people want to know, want to get information, and information is very important when you are moving products. The manufacturer, the supplier want to know where the product is. They want information, right? Customers definitely want information. Have you ever gone to Amazon and buy anything off Amazon? You want to check to see how far that product is, right? And that is where the information, the flow of information becomes important. But in today's modern world, we have advanced technologies like barcodes and GPS, global positioning system, right, that helps customers and suppliers to track where products are and the movement of products. All right. Now, what are some of the activities involved in supply chain operations? Right, some activities involved in supply chain operations include like movement and storage of raw materials, processing of raw materials and components into finished goods, storage of work in progress and finished goods, delivery of finished goods. All right, so what do you need to know for the exam as it relates to this topic? You need to know how to define logistics, right? You also need to know how to define supply chain. You need to know and understand the components of logistics, and you need to know the activities that are involved in supply chain operations. All right. Next video, I'll be looking at distribution. All right. Thank you for viewing. Wow, good.